So I got into a lot of discussions about like people running away, not finishing a set in Tekken 8, and looks like there are two people right now on the internet. One side is kind of like, yeah, but you have to you have to finish the set because you're a coward if you don't do. That's really like the only argument I've heard. And the other side is like, yeah, it's no big deal. Why do you even care? And yeah, I want to just give my take on that specific topic as well. So I have won and done a lot, and I don't see any problem with that. Now, what I would actually like to receive at some point is, I would like to have just one argument. One argument why one and done is a bad thing. If you know any argument, please write it down in the comments. Yeah, I'm still waiting for it. It's not that I don't want to mock anyone, right? It's just that when someone asks me like, why is one and done not a bad thing, I can come up with 3 examples instantly. But when people on the internet, they always scream like one and done should be punished, one and done is bad, blah blah blah. So I always ask the question, can you please explain why it's a bad thing? And I want a solid argument. Just saying I don't like it, this is no argument, right? Just because you don't like something, yeah, it's your right to like or dislike stuff. But can you please give me a reasonable argument why it's a bad thing, right? And I made a screenshot here. That was a couple of weeks ago. So as you can see, Foxy Grandpa, he was tweeting, I've collected near enough 1,000 sound bites of gamers raging at me in MK, blah blah, some nasty shit, yeah. Yeah, of course, it's super toxic, but that's also kind of funny. And he also says, and still Tekken 8 Ranked is the worst ranked mode of any game I've ever played, ever. This shit needs forced first to 2 and punish one and done ASAP. I'm not really following Foxy Grandpa too much because he's a Mortal Kombat guy, but can I just want to say it. This is one of the most stupid tweets I've ever read. Like, dude, are you really saying that people not finishing a set is worse than people who are toxic in voice chat, like throwing slurs at you? Like I'm talking about real toxicity, right? I don't give a damn if someone is online and calls me whatever words, right? Because I can deal with it. I just don't care. But just if we try to stay fair here, like, what do you think is worse, guys? Someone who's just not clicking a rematch button, or someone who attacks you verbally on the internet? I think verbal attacks on the internet, that's of course my opinion, maybe you see it in a different way, but I would say that probably most people agree here that just someone not rematching is not a big deal as someone who's calling you all kind of names, N-words or whatever via voice chat, right? Sure, you can mute these people, and that's good. So you should mute them if they attack you. But just on a level of what is the worst crime here, I think being super toxic in voice chat attacking people is way worse, of course, than just not accepting a rematch. So, and I answered, plugging, I agree, needs to get punished. But what do you lose if someone does not accept the rematch? You get your points and move on. Next opponent is ready 10 seconds later. Anyone can choose for themselves. And this is what I mean. So, one of my main arguments why plugging is not a big deal is, I'm not talking about plugging, sorry. Plugging is bullshit. Yeah, if someone is plugging, the thing with plugging is you, as the one who gets plugged on, you are harmed, right? You don't get your rank points, you don't get your win, you don't get your replay, nothing. And these people don't get punished, they don't lose anything. But if someone is not accepting a rematch, who is mad here? The guy who does not rematch. Is he the mad guy? Of course not. Because have you ever seen someone not rematching? Have you ever seen someone one and doneing? And then being mad about that? No. The only person that's mad about one and doneing is the one who accepted the rematch and gets one and done by another. Yeah. So this is part number one. Part number two. Who is the one and done guy? If you win a match, do you quit? Maybe, because I did it already as well. Because I had to go to the freaking restroom or whatever happened, right? I was cooking some meals and had stuff to do. But usually, if you are the one who won the match, you do not quit. So usually the person who is quitting, who is not rematching, is the one who lost. Why is that? That is because some people want to protect their points, maybe, okay? And this is the thing. Someone said here, someone replied, it's ranked, it's supposed to be competitive, giving people an option to run away, because they care more about protecting their points, and rank is not cool. Another mode already exists for casuals. And my answer to that is, why do you even care about the rank points of others? What do you lose if these people do not rematch? And of course, I had some other things in mind. When I start typing, sometimes I'm just getting carried away. Of course, I never got an answer to that, because people don't have an argument. People cannot counter this argument. The thing is, and I mean that, why are you caring about the rank points of other people? I really don't understand. If there is a reasonable argument, why you care for the rank points of, tell me, write it in the comments. I'll read it and I come back to it. But I don't get it. I don't care about rank points of other people. I only care for my own rank points. So if someone is just not accepting a rematch, he probably lost and you won. So what do you lose? You didn't lose anything, because you won the match, you got your points, you move on. The next opponent is ready in 10 seconds. You find matches instantly in Tekken. The only thing that you can say is, yeah, it's a sign of good manners to accept a rematch. But that's not a reasonable argument, right? It's not saying... It's not an argument for why it's a bad thing, because you, as the one who got one and done, you don't lose anything. And who are you or me? Who are we to claim to know why this person we just fought should have continued playing? I give you an example out of my own life. So maybe you guys saw my guide videos I did. So at the end of the guides, I have always some real match footage. And for style reasons, I just really liked to make these rounds perfect rounds. So when I was creating, there was a siren outside, I hope you didn't hear that. So when I was creating these guides, at the same time, I was climbing to red ranks with the character I was doing the guides with, but I also wanted to record footage for the guide. And the footage, I wanted perfect rounds. So when I fought someone no matter if I lose or win. Usually when I won, I continued because the thing is I wanted to reach red ranks fast because I wanted to get the guide done fast. So when I lost and I saw someone, maybe I anticipated that I can still take him. Sometimes I rematch, but sometimes I did not because I was like, yeah, I know I will not get a perfect round out of this guy. I just know it. Sometimes you already know. You saw what happened in the match. You get destroyed in 10 seconds. Sometimes you just can't calibrate to your opponent, and you know you will not get what you wanted here. So, and someone can say like, yeah, but why don't you record casual then? Yeah, because I wanted to get the guide done, right? I wanted to do two things at the same time, and the person I was fighting, they didn't know that. How could they? They don't know what I'm doing. They don't know me. I don't know what I'm doing. Wait, yeah, that's also true sometimes. I don't know what you are doing. I don't know what your current situation is. Who am I to judge you for not accepting a rematch? So I really think that it's not a big deal because of those reasons, right? We don't know why the other person is actually not rematching. Maybe they actually have a good reason for it and we don't know this. But we cannot claim to know. We are no judge, jury, executioner here, so I think we should be humble and just don't care because we don't know this person, right? It's not our responsibility to know and to judge this guy. On the other hand, you don't lose points. You just won a match, you move on, done. What's the big deal? So the only reason, the single only reason that I can imagine someone is mad because he won a match and the guy did not rematch. It's because the person knew that he would also have won the second match and is now a little bit mad because he's not getting his second win, therefore not easy points. If this is not true, again, tell me in the comments. Tell me why this is wrong. Maybe you have a good example of your own life where you actually, where you have an example that actually debunks my argument here. But sometimes I won and done, sometimes I don't. Sometimes you have people that you obviously cannot win against. Sometimes you, even if you're on the same level of skill, sometimes you have matchups you hate. So sometimes there's a specific character that you just can't fight and you don't like the character. Sometimes there is an opponent you cannot calibrate to, and it's everyone's own decision to just rematch or quit. Because no matter how you decide, the other guy doesn't lose anything. If someone one and done's on you, you don't lose anything. What do you lose? You don't get minus points. So, yeah, the only thing you can say is you're a coward. But you're a coward is no argument, right? You're a coward is no reasonable argument. I would say, yeah, some honorable stuff. You need some honorable. But that's also no argument. That's just feelings. Yeah, so what can I say? It's just, it doesn't matter. Don't mind it. Don't care about it. Just take your points, take your win, and move on. That's it. You're not a better person in life just because you finish your sets. Maybe there's someone who's a fantastic guy, but he's just not feeling it, so he doesn't. Maybe you have 5 people one and doneing at you, and the 5th guy just calls it a day. What's his last match for him? He lost 10 times in a row, and he's like, you know what? I'm not rematching. I'm just going to the menu. I'm not even playing anymore. Just quitting the game. And you sitting there, you don't even know that, but you say, oh, this guy's a coward because he's not rematching. Dude, we all don't know. So My call here would be something like, please stay calm, don't get butthurt over it, don't care, just keep playing, you don't lose anything, and don't get mad about people not rematching. Yeah, it's not a big deal. Maybe you don't like it, but it's not a big deal, right? What do you lose? Plugging is different. If plugging is, I totally agree. Namco should do something about all the plugging stuff. So yeah, that's my take on the discussion. Like I said, I would really like to read something in the comments about why not one and doneing, why one and doneing is a bad thing. If you have a solid argument why one and done, I'm waiting for it. Every time I had discussions with people about that, I never got a good explanation. So enlighten me. I'm just waiting for a solid argument. And maybe I even change my mind then. I'm still waiting. All right, I totally forgot about one last thing. The competitive aspect. Yeah, some people be like, yeah, but it's competitive mode. You know what's competitive? Going out there, play locals, play tournaments, play real tournaments. That's competitive. When you're sitting alone for years in your room and grinding all these ranked points and video games, what is it worth? It's basically just a carrot on a stick to keep you in that hamster wheel and to make you think that you are something better, that you have more worth, or that you are some crazy guy. But we're all just humans, and just ask yourself the question, please. Did you ever care for the ranks of other people? Because no matter what games we play, Apex Legends or some Battle Royale stuff, right? Street Fighter, Tekken, any Dota, everyone is chasing ranks because they think that they get viewed. They think that from the outside view, other people would view them in a better spotlight. But that's not true. That's just an illusion. Because do you care about other people's ranks? No. And so nobody else cares about your rank. And so everyone is sitting at home playing ranked games. They think they are competitive, but they're not competitive. They're just chasing a virtual number, but they don't go in tournaments. They don't win anything. They don't compete. They don't meet people. They just sit alone at home for years grinding ranks that nobody cares about. Think about that. And now have fun playing Tekken. And don't get mad. See you next time.